Greetings. If you are new to my channel, my name is Wa. And if you are back, thanks for coming back. So in this video, this is something that has been on my mind for a while that I wanted to, or that I was considering making a video about. And I say considering because I didn't know exactly how I wanted to do it. So I just kept like whatever. I'm not going to talk about that. But now I've decided to make the video for educational purposes. I think that, a lot of times in our in the society, I don't want to say our, because everybody's in their own reality, and I don't want to proclaim something in somebody else's reality that's not true for them. But I have witnessed in my journey that I used to look at people and think to myself, like, oh my gosh, like, why don't they just let it go? Why don't they just be happy? Why are they choosing, to be depressed? And how come they just don't move on? I used to actually think like that because I guess the situations that I had experienced in my life weren't at a point to where I could understand why something could totally just strip somebody of who they are or how they feel like they know themselves to be. So, this is a video about bringing awareness because a lot of times people don't understand something until they have been through it or through something similar. And, I think that that's a horrible way to learn. I think it's good to be aware, that people don't just a lot of times they're not just able to choose to stop being depressed or to choose to let go of something. A lot of times it's just not that simple because of the depth the depth of the situation, the magnitude of the trauma. So I want to say that I feel like a lot of times people don't know that they are depressed. And in my experience, I realized that some signs of that are people not feeling like themselves. If you see me looking that way, it's because I'm looking at my phone. People, so I don't get distracted, but people, not feeling like themselves. A lot of times people get disassociated from their personality because the part of them that suffered just feels so. There's different levels of this, of course, but I would say on my level, in my experience with myself, the situation just, since I couldn't respond the way that I wanted to, basically the tea is that I think I mentioned this in another video, but my family member was assaulted, and since I couldn't kill this person, I just feel like a different person. And sometimes people be like, oh, well, it's not right to think about, killing somebody, or, people don't, people shouldn't think like that. And I don't believe in it. I think that we have a society that enables predators. Um, oh, oops. I shouldn't say we. Okay. So I have witnessed in the society, that I've been witnessing is that people enable predators. They enable them in many, many ways. One of them, of course, is through their silence by not telling their story. I talk to people all the time, different age groups that were raped and molested by family members and they never tell anybody. Or they told one person and then they never prosecuted the person, and And this is an enabling of these type of spirits on the planet, because if this type of behavior is not tolerated and is continuously checked, like castrated, like every motherfucker that violates somebody is castrated, like their fucking dick is chopped off because they use it as a motherfucking weapon, then how many motherfuckers you think gonna be walking around here without no penis? They love their motherfucking stupid ass penis, so they ain't gonna be walking around here using it as a weapon on people because they want to keep it. You understand me? So I think if we just had a more ruthless society, instead of an enabling society, then you wouldn't have people running around here raping children. If they knew their dick was going to get cut off, how many of you really think would do that? Only it would just get deleted. I swear. The percentage would be so small because they don't want to experience that pain. First of all, they're cowards. They prey on the weak. So they don't want to experience any self pain. So just if they know that they're about to get motherfucking castrated, they ain't gonna do that shit. It's gonna be over with. It's not gonna happen. It'll be over. This is supposed to be a whole nother video. That was supposed to be a whole nother video, but we went there today. So back to, that's how I got out of feeling like myself. Because myself wanted to go harm this person. I wanted to go chop off his dick, put it in his mouth, and stab him right in his Janami symbol. Because he's the omnipotence of evil. Because only an evil person would do that. Somebody that's not practicing self-control over themselves. People get all kind of influences, all kinds of, energies in the world. But it's up to that individual to control themselves and say, oh, that's not my energy. I ain't doing that shit. Bye. Or delete. Or no, cancel, return to sender. But, the cowardly, weak people that prey on others, unfortunately, they just are manipulated and think that they can get away with it. And that's why I said the society of enabling predators, because again, if they didn't feel like they could hide through the person's silence, that they could hide through the person's pain, that they could hide through the person's shame, then they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't want to get castrated. They want to keep the little dingling. So, that's how I got out of my element. And, another sign of somebody being depressed is they don't have the desire to do the things that they used to do. The things that they were passionate about. The things that made them happy. I didn't give a fuck about a YouTube video. I didn't give a fuck about singing a song. I just wanted a motherfucker to die. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. Some people want to tell you that you're less spiritual because you want somebody to pay for their crimes. Some people want to tell you that, you are not righteous or you're perpetuating a karmic cycle. No, fuck all that. All the dumbass people that are not controlling themselves and doing wrong things on the planet on the planet are the ones that are perpetuating karmic cycles for them and themselves and others, and they need to be eradicated. That's it's like I'm not about to subscribe to the bullshit. Subscribing to the bullshit is anytime somebody tell you some dumb shit and you believe in it. That's subscribing to the bullshit. I'm shaking my camera, having a tantrum. But for real, subscribing to the bullshit is anytime somebody tell you some dumb shit and you start believing that shit and listening to it and accepting it as a part of your thinking. No. You are not less spiritual for wanting somebody to pay. That's like saying, a bear that protects, its cubs from a wolf and just kills the wolf is a bad animal because it defended its cubs. No, absolutely not. So I know for a fact that I am not in the wrong for wishing that person dead that hurt my family member, and I don't give a fuck who thinks otherwise. And that's just how you got to be, because you got to be true to yourself. So, You know, people are often depressed because of an unrequited situation. I think I said that word right. You can let me know in the comments. But it's basically like when something happens that's just so traumatizing to them that they cannot get over it, no matter how much therapy they do. I've been seeing people in therapy for years, and I would think to myself, like, what the fuck is wrong with them? Why don't they just let that shit go? Like, I just didn't understand. I really didn't. I didn't. I did not understand. Trying to control myself from crying. I just didn't understand. I was like, oh my God, that don't make no sense. Such and such just don't want to be happy. That's what I used to think. I used to think, okay, well, obviously they don't want to be happy. But it's much deeper than that. Because when people experience things, it can change them into another person. And, then they can get in a fight with themselves. So, this video was supposed to be about the signs of depression, and then just went into the depths of it. But another sign that people have when they're dealing with depression is, they don't feel like they're living in their purpose anymore. They don't feel like they know what their purpose is anymore. And they just don't care about too much of anything. They can go from being clear about what their purpose is and why they're on the planet to just being unclear. And my phone was timing me out. But those are some signs of depression. And the reason why I wanted to bring this into the awareness is because a lot of times people see people and they just think like, why doesn't that person just let it go? Why don't they just get over it? And like they just don't want to be happy, But people have to go through their process of healing. And their healing process isn't to just let it go. I think their healing process is the most deepest enlightenment that they will achieve if they can, get through it. That's why they call it through the darkness into the light, because either they're going to heal, and find their enlightenment through the bullshit, literally, or they're just going to be, stuck in that space. Another sign, that people deal with when they're dealing with depression is they feel like, what they were doing wasn't good enough, like they weren't being a good enough person, or their actions weren't good enough, or their prayers weren't answered. That's, another thing. And it's hard, but I have been doing these therapy sessions with myself. You want to know what my therapy sessions is now? It is freaking TV. Well, it's not really. Yeah, it is on TV somewhere. But I'm watching this. I watch these series of Chinese drama, and one of the reason why it's therapy sessions is because I'll look at the characters and I can see reflections of people from real life, like whether it be myself or some, people that I've come across in my journey. It's therapeutic for me because I can relate to witnessing these people act out these characters and relate it to my own human experience. Even though the shows are fictional,
the people get this stuff from the imagination because, just the stupidness in the world and how, stupid people, some people are, you know. And when I say stupid, I just mean as in wicked. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm gonna wrap this up. But I'm gonna include the show that I'm watching right now that I'm about to mention in the description box. But oh my gosh, there's a character in there. She's what you would call a low-ranking phoenix, and a low-ranking phoenix because she wasn't born with a high level of spiritual power, um, a high level of like cultivation base, like chi. Her spirit um, energy and her soul energy was at a lower level, but she presented herself like a kind person, that could be trusted. So there was this other lady who was a chief, and she knew what it was like to be discriminated against because when she was first born, before she stepped into her chief position, she didn't have any power like in her body. She didn't have any cultivation base, or basically in our terms, her chakras was blocked. So she didn't have no energy flowing. So she couldn't cultivate herself to be like a god. And so she knew what it was like to be discriminated against because of that. And so she felt compassion for this other person that I just mentioned, the low ranking phoenix, and decided to take her under her wing and, you know, help her, by bringing her into her um, space so that she could, have a higher rank and cultivate herself, a higher rank in life, basically, so she could cultivate herself. And to be honest, it was just I was totally oblivious to it at first. Like, I was like, oh, she's nice. She's helping her, like I'm talking about the low ranking phoenix, because how they connected was the chief, she had got hurt doing something. I forgot what she had got hurt doing. And because she was still cultivating her power, and since she was born with the blocked chakras, she did something and it injured her. So the low ranking Phoenix was like, oh, this is my opportunity to change my destiny. And I just thought like she was a genuine good person that was trying to change her destiny, just like the naiveness, the innocence of my personality, and that's how I was in real life. So, it's just interesting. But this lady turns out to be a wicked, wicked, wicked witch. Just the most despicable character. First of all, she had no loyalty whatsoever. As soon as she thought the chief was dead, she just was the most despicable person that I've seen, you know. And I thought about it and I was like, "Oh my god. I know this person." I know this person in my life. I've seen this person in my journey. It didn't matter to her that these people took her in when she didn't have shit. She didn't have no cultivation base. She didn't have no money. She didn't have nothing, nothing, nothing. She wasn't nothing but a person that was pretending to be nice. And they took her in and they cultivated her, and she became the heavenly empress in the story. She became the heavenly empress. And, she had it all. And she still was wicked. Like, I was just like, wow. And it just, the more and more power she got, the more and more wicked she got, the more and more desire for more power and more desire to be more wicked. And it was just like, I was like, oh my God, I know this person. Unfortunately, I got to rewrite the story. So, rewrite the story, like write that character out of my existence, because I don't want to see no more people like that. And hopefully you have never experienced anybody like that. But it's therapeutic for me because I was like, oh my God, such and such is so wicked, such and such is so evil. After everything that we did for such and such, that's what such and such did. And I can't believe such and such would be like that after everything that we did for him. Well, I learned from watching the story that it doesn't matter how kind someone is to somebody. If their spirit is wicked, it's wicked. That's what they're going to be, and it doesn't matter, you know, sometimes like, because I know for me personally, I was just looking at myself like, oh my God, why did this happen? I was, I thought I was being a good person. And one of the things that the show reminded me of is that it's not about that, you know. In some people's cases, it's not about the fact that they were being a good person. It's about the fact that they helped the wrong person. They allowed the wrong person to get close to them. Just like in the show that I'm talking about. They let that wrong person get close to them, and that wrong person, instead of being grateful and honorable and righteous, they were despicable and just the worst. And so instead of bringing life and happiness and joy, they brought destruction, because that's what that character is all about. Woo! Now that she got power in the show, she's just trying to fuck up everything. And so me relating that to my, you know, journey in two people in particular that I could think of, I was just like, oh my gosh. It just helped me see. I'm not trying to ramble on here, but it just helped me see that, you know, people that feel devastated by something that happened to them because they were being a good person, to the best of their ability, and, just thought that they were doing everything the right way, but they were too close to the wrong person, or they let the wrong person in. It just helped me. It just helped me, it really did. Because they just made her into literally so much when she was just on a low grade, on a low level. But, you know, she had no loyalty, no appreciation, and just completely wicked. So somehow, it just helped me to see that, because then I was able to look at my journey and look at what I've been depressed and upset about, and look at it from a different angle, which is, it was that person's soul. You know, that person was going to be like that with whoever allowed them the opportunity. So, anyways, that is this video. I was like, I'm going to try to do this 11 to 15-minute video, and then here I am at 23 minutes. I tried it, y'all, but I was crying and stuff. But yes, this, video was definitely supposed to be about the signs of depression that people, deal with when they are depressed, even if they're happy. I'm not talking about, just laying in the bed crying all day. I'm talking about, the way somebody feels inside about themselves, because I mean, I still was doing my job every day and taking care of my children, but inside, I was like devastated about what happened. And so I know that everybody does have the power to feel how they want to feel, and therefore they do have the ability to, you know, relieve themselves of depression. But I wanted to make this video because it's not always as easy as it seems. People can look at somebody and think, well, just get it. Why aren't you getting over it? Why aren't you being happy? Hello? Don't you want to be happy? And it's so much more to it than that, because people don't want to experience evil. People don't want to experience trauma or grief. So if they're, unfortunate enough to get close to the wrong person and they experience real evil in their journey, it's going to be difficult for them to let it go and to just be happy. So I wanted to, share that, because I used to be one of the people where I was like, such and such. Been in therapy for 10 years and still holding on to that shit. Such and such don't want to be happy. Now I see that it's much more to it than that. Sometimes it's not really a choice that somebody can make until they're able to make that choice. Maybe it has to, they have to reach a level of enlightenment before they even get to the point to where they can just accept it. For my personal situation with depression, I have moments where I'm happy because I'm, being happy, creating happiness for myself and others. Hold on a moment. But I think that, people fully alleviating themselves from depression is healing, and it's literally like their own personal enlightenment. That's why I was so adamant about, the way that I feel about people getting justice. I think people should seek justice. I think people should tell their stories. I think, the world, people in the world should stop allowing predators to hide in their shame, in their silence, and in their pain. Hold on. I think that I think it's important. So, yes, this video topic was supposed to be about the signs of depression and just bringing awareness, to that. For people, it's a process. They can't always just let it go just like that. And it's a healing and an enlightenment process for them, literally. So that's what I wanted to bring awareness to in this video. And then I ended up talking about, you know how important it is for people to speak up and speak their about their experiences and not feel shame and embarrassment, and or like nobody will believe them. They don't believe, fuck them. They don't believe you, fuck them. Sorry for all the profanity in this video, profanity police, but I don't care. It just came out. And but yeah, people need to tell their stories. They shouldn't feel like people aren't going to believe it. And that's the effed up part about the world, is that you got so many people that are pretenders, so many people lying and pretending that when people really, really, really do experience something, you know, that's the worst thing. They don't want to be not believed, you know, and I'm proud of the fact that, I was able to believe my family member right on the spot. It wasn't like I was like, what? Because when people was making those faces at me and saying stupid shit to me, I wanted to slap their ass. I swear to God. But then I was like, why? That's not right. That's not spiritual. Don't be thinking like that. So I had to check myself, because I can't really go around slapping people. But just imagine, though, if if everybody was in line like that. I'm I'm acting up. But really, though, it was annoying to me when people would question it, and they'd be like, the accusations. That is the worst thing that somebody can say to somebody who has really been raped. Those accusations. Motherfucker, it's not an accusation, it's the truth. you know but unfortunately, there's liars in the world, and people have to prove. But guess what? So what? People have to love themselves enough to fight for themselves, to fight for their justice. If there's a statute of limitations, then that's another story. But still, they should find a way to get justice, you know. If there is a statute of limitations, the reason why I said if there's a statute of limitations, because I was talking to this one sister, the person that raped her when she was a child, they just automatically just started showing up after the statute of limitations over. And I was like, you know, so there's some situations where, you know, people have to meditate on how they're going to get justice, you know, but in cases where there isn't a statute of limitations, people need to be dealt with, you know. This is turning into a long ass video, but because I mentioned something that was really a whole separate video, but I'm just closing out. You know, it's very, very important to stop enabling predators. You stop enabling them by stopping protecting them. And you protect them with your silence. You protect them with your shame. Not you, but anybody in those situations. They're protecting the predators with their shame. They're protecting the predators with their guilt. And they're protecting the predators with their silence. Stop protecting them. Stop enabling them. Tell everybody. Remember that song where that guy was like, and you can tell everybody. That's how they need to be. They need to tell everybody so that people know, like, don't fuck with such and such. Like, can you imagine? I swear, it wouldn't be going on. You talking about cowardly people, okay? Cowardly people. They don't want people to know what type of person they are. You know, they secretly bad. You know, they wouldn't be doing that because they wouldn't want everybody to know. So, I mean, there's a problem, and that's just one of the ways to fix it. Of course, you know, people have to get spiritual enlightenment to even not to want to do those type of things. But if we don't have a world that enables them and protects them through being quiet and just saying, let bygones be bygones, just forget about it, brush it under the rug. No. Mm-mm. People shouldn't be hushing this stuff under the rug. Too many families keeping dirty secrets. You know, they need people need to be exposed. They need to be exposed. It's important. So that was supposed to be a whole nother video, but since, you know, I let it out and started having a tantrum about it, expose them. Stop keeping the secrets of predators. Stop protecting the predators. And that's what I wanted to say. I said more than I wanted to say in this video. I'm going to leave it at that. I hope that, you know, this information makes it to the people that need to hear it. And I'm wishing people right now, because I think the other day I was having a tantrum. I was like, humanity. With the FU finger up. That dark night of the soul stuff is real. It really, really is. You know. But no, I still wish the best for people. Minus the predators. I wish for the predators to receive their due karma. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make me a bitter person. It doesn't make me an angry person. Ain't nobody calling no damn bear that's trying to protect themselves and their children, you know, spiritually incorrect. Man. Mm-mm. So, yes, that's it for this video. I'm wishing all the good people that ain't out there hurting people lots and lots and lots of happiness and love. And the bad people, I'm wishing them enlightenment so that they don't continue to be out there hurting people. But I'm also wishing for them to receive their karma too. All right, y'all. I'm gonna leave it at that. And if you made it to this far in the video, 35 minutes in, you're the bomb because you have an attention span. You don't have ADHD. You have. I know how to listen to people. Thank you. And make sure you leave a comment and let me know what's on your mind. Have a beautiful day.